Let's stop pretending. Right now, as you listen to this, you are under siege. It isn't a war fought with steel or lead, but it is a war for the only thing you actually own, your attention. Your mind is currently being pillaged. Every notification, every breaking news alert, every algorithmic nudge is a breach in your walls. And the most painful part, you're the one opening the gates. You think you're in control. You think scrolling for just 5 minutes is a choice. It isn't. You are navigating a world designed down to the specific shade of notification red to bypass your logic and trigger your dopamine. In 2026, your distraction is someone else's profit. They want you reactive. They want you anxious. They want you weak. Today, we stop the bleeding. We aren't talking about productivity hacks or digital detoxes that last a weekend. We are going deeper. We are going back to the Roman porches and the Greek gardens to weaponize voluntary hardship. We are going to build an impenetrable fortress, an inner citadel that modern chaos cannot touch. If you want your life back, you have to be willing to kill the version of you that craves the noise. Understand this. Your inability to focus isn't a personal failure. It's a casualty of war. We are living in a sensory landscape that is evolutionarily mismatched for the human brain. Your ancestors needed to react to a rustle in the grass because it might be a predator. Today, that rustle is a tweet, a headline about a crisis 3,000 miles away, or a like on a photo. Your brain treats them with the same survival urgency. This technological assault is sophisticated. It is a theft of your sovereignty. When you react to every external spark, you aren't a man. You're a reflex, a puppet. The Stoic knows that the world will always be loud. Marcus Aurelius didn't have a smartphone, but he had a plague, a crumbling empire, and treacherous generals. He realized that the only reliable defense wasn't to change the world, but to change the architecture of the observer. He called it the inner citadel, a place within the mind where you can retreat, find total stillness, and look out at the chaos with a cold, analytical eye. The first stone in your fortress is the most important, the dichotomy of control. Most people are exhausted because they are trying to carry the weight of things they cannot move. You are emotionally invested in the economy, in what people think of you, in the volatility of global politics. Epictetus would tell you that you are a slave. If it is not within your absolute power, your thoughts, your intentions, your actions, it is noise. Everything else is indifferent. Categorize your life right now. The algorithm-driven outrage. Noise. The global crisis you can't influence. Noise. Someone else's opinion of your work. Noise. When you withdraw your emotional investment from these things, you aren't being apathetic. You are being economical. You are preserving your cognitive energy for the only thing that matters, the work in front of you. Stop leaking your power into things that don't care if you live or die. You are too comfortable. That's why you're distracted. Comfort is a drug that makes you soft. When you are addicted to constant convenience, any minor interruption feels like a catastrophe. To protect your focus, you must become comfortable with the uncomfortable. The Stoics practiced poverty and sensory deprivation, not because they were masochists, but because they wanted to prove to themselves that they could lose everything and still be okay. Start weaponizing hardship. Turn off the AC. Take the cold shower. Practice information fasting. Go 3 hours without checking a screen. Sit in a room with no music, no book, no phone, and just your thoughts. Boredom is the precursor to deep focus. If you cannot handle the itch of boredom, you will never achieve greatness. You are training your brain to stop seeking the quick hit of digital stimulation. You are building a high tolerance for the nothingness that exists before a great idea is born. Reframing is your armor. When the world gets loud, when a crisis hits, or your environment becomes chaotic, do not see it as a threat. See it as raw material. This is your gym. Calculated indifference isn't about being a robot. It's about mastering the pause. Between the stimulus and the response, there is a space. In that space lies your freedom. When you feel the impulse to react, to yell at the driver who cut you off, to reply to the hate comment, to panic at the headline stop, observe the impulse like a scientist observing a specimen. There is the feeling of anger. Interesting. By the time you've analyzed the emotion, its power over you is gone. You are no longer the victim of the impulse. You are the commander of the response. This is how you move from passive defense to aggressive clarity. Most people try to fix their focus by buying a new app or a better desk. They are trying to fix the outside. It's a lie. The fortress is built from the inside out. It is a core of disciplined strength. You could be in the middle of a war zone, and if your internal citadel is strong, you can still think clearly. Strip away the sensory overload. Your environment is a reflection of your mind. If your digital life is cluttered, your thoughts are cluttered. If you are constantly seeking external validation, your focus will always be fragile. Real focus is the ability to say no to 1,000 good things, so you can say yes to the one great thing. It is the architecture of exclusion. Finally, you must give your reclaimed energy a target. A fortress with no purpose is just a prison. You have built this mental unshakability now. What are you going to do with it? Most people have goals that are dictated by societal trends. I want to be rich. I want to be famous. These are weak. They depend on others. A Stoic objective is independent. I will master this craft. I will be the most disciplined version of myself. I will produce work that is undeniably good. Establish a daily protocol. Every morning before the world gets a vote, reflect on your boundaries. Anticipate the chaos. Say to yourself, today I will meet the distracted, the ungrateful, the violent. They cannot hurt me because they cannot touch my mind. Every evening, audit your walls. Where did you let the noise in? Why did you allow that distraction? Do not judge yourself, just adjust the stones. The world is not going to get quieter. The chaos of 2026 is just the beginning. But for you, the noise is fuel. You thrive specifically because the world is in chaos. While everyone else is drowning in the shallow waters of distraction, you are diving deep. While they are reactive, you are calculated. You are no longer a victim of the age. You are the architect of your own peace. If you're ready to stop being a pawn in the attention economy, then do the work. Don't subscribe for more noise. Subscribe because you want to be reminded of the truth. Go build your fortress. The world is waiting for the man who can actually pay attention.